Welcome, Soul Visionaries and potential Soul Visionaries. I am your host, Sherrod Cohen, and you are now rocking with the Soul Vision Powercast. You know that place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We talk about anything from porn to politics, and we'll even talk about that shit you might have heard or even saw. Today, I have a guest, my lovely guest, Traci Ricks. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and then we're going to get off into this hot topic today.
Hey, y'all. I am, like he said, Traci Ricks. I am a chef. I'm an educator. But mostly I'm a lover. I change the world with love using words and food, mostly.
Okay, now you were telling me earlier about your podcast you're coming up with, you know.
Yes. So,
okay,
I have a new take on a podcast called The Great Kitchen Takeover. So, I come over your house because I'm a personal chef. I come to your house. You select 4 mystery items for me to use in a 3-course meal. I cook, y'all eat, because you can invite 3 or more people. And I give you a discussion topic, and we talk about that on social media while y'all eat.
Okay.
So, if anybody wants their kitchen taken over, hit Sherrod up and he'll hit me up.
Will do. Now, today, since you are a lover,
yes,
we're going to pull up the 5 love languages. And we're going to discuss each one in as much detail as we possibly can.
Okay.
So, without further ado, we're about to do this.
Okay.
Love language number 1.
Let's do it.
Words of affirmation.
Important.
Now, it says those of us who love languages, whose love language is words of affirmation, prize verbal connection. They want to hear you say precisely what you appreciate or admire about them. Give me your take on it. Well, first of all, what's your love language?
All of them.
I mean, I know we embody all of them.
Yes.
But which one do you prioritize?
I think it's a tie, honestly, between words of affirmation and receiving gifts. Ain't that one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I like to be surprised. I like receiving things because, and it's not the thing.
Okay.
It is the thought. It's the action.
Okay.
It is that I have been considered, even when I wasn't there.
Okay.
And that speaks volumes to me. And I like for my mate or whomever, speak power to me. Speak power into me. Speak to me positively. Let me know how I'm affecting your life. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to let you know how you affected my life. And also, when we give people words of affirmation and words of encouragement, especially in a romantic relationship setting, that does something to strengthen the relationship. Okay. It really, really does. Because it lets me know, first of all, that you see me. And you are now trying to invest time, energy, and understanding into me as your partner.
So off the rip is, dude meet you for the first time. Off the rip is basically the words he's pouring into you. So you pay close attention to what he says. I mean, we should anyway.
Well, I pay close attention to what he does.
Okay.
And then, because for me, what you say has to match what you do.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just be a speaker. You can't just be out here spouting out stuff. So, like with words of affirmation, that has to be genuine. And I can feel it. I'm an empath. I feel things very deeply, and I can always tell when somebody faking or when they're lying.
Okay.
So it has to come from a genuine place. If it's not genuine, don't say it.
That's correct.
No, because I think that's just disrespectful. It's dishonorable to do things like that. Like that's toxic manipulation to me.
Yeah, and I've often told, just anybody I speak to, but especially my kids, is like, look, listen to what people say, watch what they do, because a lot of times the shit don't match.
Exactly.
It don't match, So now, I'm gonna tell you mine. Mine is physical touch.
I would have guessed that, and I would have won money. So why is it physical touch? What is it about physical touch?
It's quality time first and physical touch.
Okay.
Now, quality time obviously is one of those things where if you're not around somebody enough, how can you get to know them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's for me. People will give you everything but their time.
Very true.
You know,
Very true.
so when you spend time with me, that's telling me that, hey, I dig you. You know what I'm saying? You smooth. You know, I like your presence. I like being around you. Right?
Yes.
Physical touch. I'm a touchy feely person. And
I wouldn't have guessed that.
No?
Though.
Okay.
No, you cause you a little standoffish.
well, that's to people I don't know.
Okay.
Right. But you know, when it's like me and whomever, you know what I'm saying? It's like, gotta grab some booty here. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where every time I touch you, that don't mean it's sex.
Right.
It's just, hey, if I'm attracted to you, you know, I want to touch you. I want to touch your hair or whatever. I like touching my mate.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's cool. I think that would probably be my number 3. So I used to date this guy, and he swore that he liked me. And, you know, Sherrod, I'm 50. I've had my share of relationships.
Okay.
You can tell when somebody like you and when they don't. And for me, it's like, you know, he didn't, you know, like, for instance, we went to the bar. And when I like somebody, I like to, you know, cozy up, get next to you. So we were at the bar, and I did that, and he did not respond in a way that most men who like a woman would respond. So
Now, was he nervous or?
no, I've known this sucker for years. But it took me a minute to realize he wasn't the guy for me, you know. But it was things like that I noticed,
Okay.
like, because I like to be touched.
Yeah.
I do. I don't want to be groped, but I do like to be touched in a good way.
You want somebody to. It's like recognition, you know.
Yes.
It's like, man, come here, you know.
Yes.
And for me, you know, I've dated folks that, you know, you touch them, they like, whoa, you know, don't hit me with the me too. You
Right.
know, I'm in the crib with you. You
Right.
know, you invited me in, like, you know, like a vampire. You gotta invite them in, so I'm coming in. So it's like I've dealt with people that were not touchy feely or affectionate.
Okay.
And I can't stand that shit.
Yeah, I don't mix well with those kinds
Nah,
of people. I'll touch me and let me know it's okay to touch you.
Let me in, because intimacy is a big thing for me.
Oh, okay.
You know, and for me, you know, intimacy is big, especially in conversation.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Absolutely.
And
yes.
if you and I can hold a conversation and we can talk about I like to talk about everything. Let's not have restrictions. If we can speak on everything, then that I know we're going somewhere, because, you know, after sex, it's one of two things. Y'all lay around, y'all kick it, y'all around the house kicking it, or well,
all right, let me go.
yeah, my mom is calling me, and you know,
Yes,
I
and
got
I
a
don't
curfew.
like that. I don't like that, because I'm that person. Like, so I don't believe in casual sex.
Okay.
That don't mean that I haven't indulged and will probably indulge in it in the future, but I don't like it. Just so y'all know, I don't like casual sex. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But in those instances, I'm it's 5 a.m. girl. I got to go. I'm not finna linger.
Okay.
I'm not finna lay up with somebody who I know that this is just a casual affair with.
I get that.
But if it's me and you my two-piece, oh, we doing breakfast. We, hanging out on the couch. I'm putting my feet on you. And Sherrod, I like to play. So, like, I like to run around the house and wrestle. Not wrestle, but wrestle.
With an A.
Yes, wrestle.
Not with an A, with
yes.
an A.
At this big grown age. And I like
Wrestle?
big. Yes.
You know, look. I would never have thought that you would like to wrestle.
When I tell you that is the funnest thing, is with your mate to wrestle. And see, I'm a big girl, so I got, you got to have some strength to fuck with me. Can I cuss? Okay.
We talk about everything.
Because I like to get a head start, run and start and jump.
Oh, okay.
I like to do shit like that, so you got to be sturdy.
So are you the 6 foot and over guy? Girl, I need a guy that's 6 foot.
I don't need it. That's cool. I just need you to be sturdy.
Okay.
That's it.
All
like,
right.
I need you to be sturdy, and I need you to be black.
Okay. Now see, now when they say, Rod, what's your preference? She got to be black. We got to connect up here. You know, I
Definitely.
need that connection because I don't need anybody that's, you know, because I'm pro black. I'm for my shit. You know, I'm gonna talk shit about my folk, but I'm gonna love my folk because I'm
Yes.
trying to correct some stuff.
Okay.
But I want somebody that's there with me. I don't need, you know, if I see something that happened on the news and I talk to you about it, be like, well, you know, white people happen. I'm like, this ain't about them, you know.
See, this is gonna take us to a whole nother discussion, and I got it on the tip of my tongue.
Hey, go ahead. You can say whatever, man. Say whatever.
I cannot imagine, and it's, you know, this is nothing against white folks dating white people. My stepdad was a white man. But as a personal preference, I just like black skin, and I like touching black men, and I like how black men's muscles look under brown skin. I just
Right.
like that. I can't imagine a pink penis. I just cannot. And
Okay.
you know, I like penises. Penises are nice when they're brown. I can't imagine a pink one, and I don't want that.
So you like them well done.
Yes, please bake it at 425 or higher. Thanks.
No, but honestly, I mean, I love to hear people, you know, when they have preferences.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody, you know, when somebody tells me I don't see color, you're lying.
That's a lie.
You're lying because
a
if
lie.
you don't see my color, you don't recognize me as a person.
Exactly.
You know, and that and those are the things I try to. It's okay to say, oh, you're Asian, you're white, you're this. It's okay to recognize people for who and what they are, and it's okay to recognize and understand our differences because we're so busy in this world right now. We're just trying to. We're all the same. No, we're not.
We're not.
No, we're
Everybody's
not.
different.
Let's celebrate our differences, and then that way it's like, damn, you're different, you're different, you're different. Then that means we can learn something from one another.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're gonna jump on to number 2. Acts of service.
Yes, this is my favorite.
This your favorite. See, some of us feel most loved when others lend a helping hand or do something kind for us.
Yes, I love it because I enjoy myself. Ain't that a trip when people say me myself? Who else would it be if it wasn't yourself? Anyway,
Me personally.
me personally, I enjoy being of service. Like,
Okay.
that's my shit. I enjoy giving and I enjoy doing things for people. I really get a joy from that.
Okay.
And I know what it does for me. It doesn't come from a place of, it only comes from a place of love, right? So when somebody does something for me or performs an act of service for me, I'm coming from that standpoint. So I understand what it is. And, you know, people take time out their day to do stuff. They take time out of their wallet to do stuff, you know, just to be thought of is an awesome thing because there are so many takers in the world. There are so many people only trying to receive, so many people who are not givers, who do not reciprocate.
Yep.
I enjoy the people who are opposite of that. I enjoy people who can think about me and then take time out of their day, out of whatever moment, to think about me enough to do something for me. And Sherrod, when people do stuff for me, I be like, oh my God. Like, for real, I be surprised and really feeling a way. Sometimes I be feeling like I might tear up. And it could be a simple thing.
And see, acts of service for me, I'll do for anybody. You know, that's not one of my love languages because it's very rare that I ask somebody to do anything for me, or, you know, I'll accept it. I don't expect it, you know, but when it's given, I appreciate the hell out of it. Because like you say, so many people just want to get, but they don't want to give. And when someone does put something for me, man, I'll let them know. Hey, I really do appreciate that shit, you know.
Yes.
You know, and I big up them as much as possible. It's like, yo, I appreciate you, you know.
And I really do be appreciating it. So, and I be hoping that my words come across like my appreciative
genuine.
words. Yeah, I hope they really know that I really appreciate it, you know, like, because you didn't have to. So,
Well,
yeah.
But you know what? Now, see, I was thinking about the other side of the 5 love languages, right? Because there's yin and yang, right?
Yes.
And so the first one was words of affirmation. And I always thought like, wow, you know what? Words of affirmation. Now you can go a little bit too far and then be one of those people that always has to have somebody say something nice just to get you up and going and motivated and pumped. And it's like,
But see, this is where emotional intelligence comes in.
right.
If you need that, you got a problem. Like, for real. Like, you need, that's an issue that you need to find the root and pluck it. Because if you need somebody to affirm what you should already know about yourself, if that's a need for you, then yeah, you got some kind of issue going on.
And then number 2, acts of service. Now this is the funny one for me because I know I knew of someone. The only time he would get a call from her was, "Can you do something for me?" And I'm like, dude, you ain't even getting no ass, man. And you running over there like that, bro. I mean, did you get the sniffing?
I mean yeah, but I would ask him too, like, why you keep running over there like that? You
I
know?
did, man. I was pretty upfront.
And what was his response? Like, what?
I mean, he liked her. I
Did
mean,
he realize he was being used though?
You know what? Dude was so into old girl, man. I'm sorry to laugh at it, but he was so into her, man. It was like she could do no wrong, say no wrong, think no wrong. She was just.
But how does a person get into a person like that and not receive the same energy back?
You know what? When you look at an individual and you think that they're the very best that you could possibly have, you know, and when you like if you're not a very confident individual, you can find yourself getting played, manipulated, and controlled by somebody who understand that, oh, okay, hold on, he ain't never handled nobody
Right,
like me before,
yes.
so this I'm about to run him. And I was like, damn, bro, don't worry about it, man.
Was this your homeboy? Like, did you kick it with him?
He was somebody I knew, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like the homie, but you know, he was somebody that's like, damn, dog, you getting played, you know?
Poor thing. I mean, you know, but at some point you got to take responsibility for what is happening to you.
Oh yeah, you know what? And that's what accountability is a big thing. We can't blame people for who they are.
Right.
You know, and she was a user. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, bro.
But you can't blame people for the choices that they make.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
you can't keep coming to me complaining about this girl, and you are willfully.
You know what the bad thing is? He didn't even have to complain. You can see it on his face.
Oh, poor thing. I hope he got out of that. Have you talked to him recently?
No, I haven't. I used to work with him, man.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like, and it's like.
Oh my God.
You know, so I mean, and like I said, with those love languages, it's 2 sides to them, man. If you go too far one way, like number 3, gifts. You know, those of us whose love languages is gifts aren't necessarily materialistic. No. Instead, their tanks are filled when someone presents them with a specific thing, tangible or intangible, that helps them feel special.
Yes. So, like I said earlier, for me, it's not necessarily about the gift.
Right.
It is about the act, what has been done. And I will give you an example of an awesome, awesome gift. So one day I was on the phone with my homie, a guy who I've never had sex with. This is like one of my best male friends. We've known each other for 30 years.
Okay.
He lives across the country. So we were just on the phone talking, and I was like, dang, my favorite steak is a ribeye. And we were talking about what we would order if we went to whatever steakhouse.
Okay.
And I was like, so my go-to steak meal is a ribeye, medium rare, with a baked potato, sour cream, and broccoli.
Okay.
So about an hour or 2 later, I get a delivery from Myers with a steak, 1 potato, and a broccoli crown in it.
Okay.
And I was so moved because
He paid attention to you.
he paid attention. This was just in passing. We were just having a conversation, and I just expressed a desire, like, dang, I would do anything for a steak right now. And from across the country, the man Instacarted me some Myers, a steak. And I just thought that was an awesome thing. Now, this is a man who doesn't want anything from me either.
Right.
So when I think about things like that, this is just my homeboy, and I got men in the same city as me who I talk to every day, who want to, get in my pants or whatever, who don't even take the time.
You can't even give me a damn steak.
It won't even, just not even that. Are you even paying attention at all?
Right.
So number one, my friend let me know, hey, I see you. I'm paying attention to you, and it ain't nothing for me to do this for you.
And then you know what? And what he just showed you is what you should be, how you should be treated.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what the opposite sex as a platonic friend shows you.
Yes,
It's like when you have a female friend, and for me, what's big with me is if I'm talking to you, pay goddamn attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Instead of being, oh yeah, oh this is funny right here. I'm like, all right, it's time me to go home.
Yeah, and put your damn phone down. Like, phones are a distraction, and if I'm in your company, you don't need you trying to be distracted from me, cause why do you have your phone? Like, this is why I'm here. So yeah, that phone thing is a big. I have a rule. If I'm dating you and we're in each other's company, no phones. No phones, because it's about us. And especially if the relationship is new. Now, if we've been together 5 years, that's different. But if we just getting to know each other, put your fucking phone down and get to know me, and I'm going to get to know you.
And that word gifts. See, it says those of us whose love language is gifts aren't necessarily materialistic. Instead, their tanks are filled when someone presents them with a specific thing, tangible or intangible.
Yes.
The specific thing for you at that time was that ribeye. You were talking about it.
Yes.
So you thought about it. That helps them feel special. This is what I tell young men and young women should pay attention to. When a woman says, I'm a prize, as opposed to a gift, there's a big difference.
Well,
let me explain. See, a prize is something you compete for. And most prizes, when you win them, you put them away. You don't use a prize. You just look at it from time to time. And then the prize is always replaced by the next prize. And, like, just say, I'm a ball player. I get a trophy. For right now, that's my shit. But guess what? I'm trying to win my next trophy.
Okay.
Now, a gift is given to somebody because they're thinking of you. They think you're good enough for them to give themselves to you. So when a woman brings herself as a gift, she's saying, you know what? I think you're good enough to have me because I'm not a prize. I'm a gift. I'm going to keep giving to you. I'm going to give you this submission. I'm going to give you this love. I'm going to give you this friendship. I'm going to give you all of these things because I feel like you've earned this from me. So, that prize thing, I'm not, when one was saying, I'm the prize, I need a gift.
Sherrod. I am a prize and I am a gift. I am both of those things all at one time. I really am. And this is why I say
fellas,
that.
I tell you, man, women are crazy. Go ahead.
Y'all, women might be crazy. Some of us. But I'm going to tell y'all why I feel like I'm a prize.
Go ahead. Lay it down.
Everybody doesn't get to have me. Like you said, there implies that there's some sort of competition. There is.
Okay.
I want the men in my life or who are interested in me to know you are not the only man who is interested in me.
Okay.
So that means, well, number one, going back to my best friend, you have to at least handle me, and this is the bare minimum. You have to at least handle me the way my best male friend handles me.
Okay.
At minimum. You need to be doing more because you want some pussy though. So that means that you have to do, and not saying that relationships are necessarily about all this work and doing to prove yourself to somebody, but that's, in essence, it is what it is. I have to know that you are someone worthy of me investing my time and energy into. And the same goes for you. You have to know that about me as well. But I have to know what is going to set you apart from the other men who are also trying to get next to me. Okay. What is going to make you outstanding? What's going to make me choose you? So that means that you have to do something. And the same goes for me. I'm sure, especially at this grown age when we're dating, nobody is completely like, don't have nobody. Except for me, because we'll get into that later. But anyway, there's always somebody there in a grown person's life, whether they're new or from 20 years ago. We all got somebody that we could, just call if we in a tight. So what's going to separate you from that person? What's going to make me see you in a way that would make me not pay attention or see the other people trying to get to me? So in that sense, Sherrod, I am the prize.
She said my name, dog. She sound like a teacher. You a teacher, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I feel like I am a prize. I am special, and I am something to be won over. I am something to be received and heralded. However, don't put me on no motherfucking shelf. If you win me as your prize, I need to be utilized and I need to be in your life as such. So that means I need to meet family, I need to meet friends, and I need you to be like, hey, this is my lady right here. Like, I need you to be proud of your prize because this is what I am.
I see. I can agree with, letting you meet my folks and all this other good shit. But I can't compete with nobody.
But it's gonna always be a competition, Sherrod, whether you know it or not.
But see, this is the thing, though. This is the thing. As soon as I find out that there's competition, I'm about. Because, I'm going to dump the trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because, see, I'm going to put it to you this way. That's why I say, it's quality time. That's my thing, quality time. If there's other motherfuckers around, you can't give me the quality time that I want. Mm-hmm. So if you with Tom, Dick, and Harry on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and all I can get is a Friday and possibly a Sunday and shit, that ain't quality for me.
And I agree with you. But if you the guy that's ahead in the race, then you getting the quality time. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then you're gonna
fast no more. I'm 50.
But still, there are still things that you can do to win the race, though, because it's a race. All of this shit that we in is a race. All of it. All of it.
And then, you know what? And I can acknowledge that, because I don't ever think that you talk to some female and there's nobody there. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, I ain't stupid. I just look like this, right? I ain't had sex in 6 months.
Well, sometimes that's true, Sherrod.
That's the de facto number for everything.
It's not, y'all. Don't listen to him. Do not listen to him.
Everybody, it's always 6 months to a year.
Some women are saving themselves for real. Because see, y'all can see his face. I can't see it from the side. And I can only say this with confidence and fervor because I am experiencing this. I have not had sex in years because I don't like casual sex.
Okay.
And I am saving myself for my husband or my next exclusive boyfriend because sometimes I just be wanting to do it. But anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not going to be no casual sex.
I feel you.
Forget you, Sherrod. I mean,
you know what?
Go on to the next love language.
Hold on. I want to jump off this something, Because you know what you just reminded me of?
No. But I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Remember? Stop laughing, Sherrod.
Oh, if I had something, we're not... Go on to the next love language. We don't need to share our 30-year business with these people.
All right, number 4. Number 4. Quality time, my shit. Having another person's undivided, dedicated attention is precious currency for the people whose love language is quality time. Time won't give me time.
Why you gotta sound like a 1960s soul singer though? When you, you just sounded like Billy K. Son. You remember Billy K. Son from back in the day?
You older than me.
By your birthday is the 16th, right?
18.
The 18th. So I'm older than you by 11 days. You was alive when Billy K. Son or one of them old school DJs was on the radio. That's what you sound like. Quality time. Okay, but so let's talk about this quality time.
Hey, gotta have it. Gotta have it. Cause I gotta know, it's like I say, if you're entertaining several other people, I've heard women say, you gotta have a roster. If that works for you, it works for you. But I would tell women don't have a roster because I think it's easier to concentrate on one person at a time. If you devoted your time to this one individual, you could say yay or nay quicker than if you're bouncing back and forth. So quality time for me, I gotta be the guy.
Okay,
gotta put me in, coach.
But what if we don't know you the guy though? So
Well, then bench me and then bring the other guy.
and generally that's what happens.
Yeah.
So my aunt, God rest her soul, was like, baby, date until you're married. Have a pair and a spare. I never really followed that advice because I am a one-man woman. I'm for real. I am a proponent for monogamy. I am a relationship person. I would rather not date. I would rather just be in a relationship. I am my best when I am in a relationship. I hate the whole dating scene.
Okay.
I really, really do.
Especially in this day, this shit sucks
It
out here.
sucks, it sucks for all the reasons and for all the single
And
people
for
out
men
here, y'all
and
know.
women. And
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? It's bad.
Sucks. It's
Yeah.
bad. And I know that there are some tripped out women in the world, just like there
fucked
are
up
some
dudes,
tripped out dudes in the world. I would
The
not
expectations
be.
are crazy.
It's crazy. And like y'all, in this last week alone, really, I want to settle down. I want to build a home with somebody.
Okay.
I want home to be heaven. I want to I want to look forward to coming home
Right.
every day. Like, it's nothing out here in the streets for me.
Okay.
I want to come home to my man every day. But that's not my reality right now.
Right.
So, and now dating is so tripped out. You got dudes who are my age, 50s, in their 50s, still acting like they teenagers are in their 20s. But they show up with their best representative at first. And they tell you all of these things that you want to hear. So you're thinking about them in terms of relationship.
Okay.
And then they show you who they are and you're like, oh, fuck, this is not the guy.
Okay.
But
Can I ask you a question?
yes.
Okay. 50-year-old man approach you.
Mm-hmm.
What is his attire supposed to look like to you?
Well, it depends. It depends on what he was doing that day. Now, if he works at
Casual day.
It's a casual day.
Yeah,
He not coming from work.
He ain't coming from work. He just been chilling or whatever.
I just need him to be clean and neat.
Okay.
You know, he don't need. I'm not a label whore or nothing like that. So he don't need to have on no whole bunch of labels. I prefer not. You know, just clean and neat.
Okay.
You know, but this is the thing too, Sherrod. I like a man who has his own style. Like, I cannot appreciate a hookup or a fit. You know what I mean? Like, I need a man that goes in. I like a man that's, down with the haberdashery. You know, that's going to go in and is really conscientious about
colors,
what he puts on his body. I like, hats, scarves, ascots, all that kind of stuff, but also switch it up on sporty and casual days, but still with his own style.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm down for quality time. But in this dating age, it's like everybody is so busy. Too busy to even converse. They want to text.
Okay, hold on. Let's stop right there. Because you just said the two words is too busy, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm quite sure you're aware of the WYD shit.
Yes.
Okay. And so how many women supposedly hate WYD.
I'm not bothered by that.
And I was getting ready to ask you.
I'm not. I like a what you doing text.
Cause see, for me, that's me. If I say, hey Tracy, what you doing? That's me being considerate of what you may or may not be doing, and then that's going to lead me to my next.
Yes.
I'm busy. Okay, well dig this. When you get free, hit me back up. Or I ain't doing shit. What's up?
Yeah.
Do you want to do X, Y, and Z?
Exactly.
Now, I asked the young lady. I asked her. I said, okay, when y'all are getting these WYDs, my first question is, how old are these motherfuckers? You know, are they 10 years old? Because they said they keep asking what you're doing, what you're doing. I'm like, it doesn't even make sense in a conversation to keep asking. Like, you and I have been talking. So, like, Tracy, what you doing? What you doing,
Don't
Tracy?
keep asking me that.
You know, it's like, it doesn't make sense for it to even be said more than once, right? And then, so I said, okay. She's like, well, you know, they older. They ask. I said, okay. I said, but are they asking it repeatedly, or is it every time, like, he talked to you now, and then 4 hours later, he says, hey, babe, what you doing? Because you can be doing a lot of shit, because y'all say y'all busy, because, you know, y'all got boutiques, you're going for your 14th masters, you know, you got 17 nonprofit organizations, everybody investing, you know, Bitcoin and all this other shit.
Yes.
And it's like, so what I'm saying, when I'm asking you, what are you doing? I'm being considerate of your time that you said is so valuable and that you don't have a lot of. So what are you doing? You know, and I just wanted to ask you, like, what's your take on?
So when I get a what you doing text, number one, it depends on who it's from.
Okay.
Number two, if it's from who I want it to be from, I'm like, oh, they's thinking about me, and they want to see me.
Right.
Because we all know what you doing means.
Right,
It means I want to see you.
It
Means I want to see you. Now, what happens after we see each other is a whole other thing. But we all know, grown ass people know, what you doing means I want to see you, and I be geek. Like
I want to slide through.
I want to see you too. Nothing why. You know, that's always my response, especially if I'm doing nothing and I want to see that person.
My best response if I ask a woman what you doing, she gonna be like, you, thank you.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I might say that.
And
I
I'm like,
might say that, you know.
Well, I'm about to catch the bus over there.
Because sometimes I send the WYD text.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And then they be like, you. And I be like, on my way.
Right.
OMW.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. But I'm a grown ass person. We all know what it is, Sherrod. We can't, at this big grown age, continue to play games with each other. We know what it is. We know what all of it is. We've experienced it all before. And this is another thing, too. I stop at the first red flag now.
Okay.
Because if you see one red flag, you've seen all the red flags. I don't need to go further to know any more about your red flags.
Okay.
Because I am 50. I've never had an experience where I didn't stop at the first red flag and everything was wonderful.
Okay.
It's always been horrible.
Okay.
So now
does the first red flag has to happen within a certain time frame? Because, you know, there's always going to be something that come up about a motherfucker.
No, but it does have to be a red flag, not pink, you know, but crimson. You know, it's got to be
danger.
Yes, it has to be danger.
Okay.
Like little stuff, because I don't offend easily. So if a red flag pops up, that means you fucked up. Something is fucked up. And I'm not continuing any further because I already know enough.
And then everybody has to know how much they'll tolerate.
Yes.
And then be grown enough to break themselves off from that situation immediately instead of, you know what, I'm going to ride this out.
I've done enough riding it out.
Yeah.
I've been a ride or die. I don't want to do it anymore. Get somebody else to do it. That's
yeah, I understand.
That's my response. Okay.
Number 5, physical touch. Yes. Expressing the language of physical touch can be as platonic as giving a friend an enthusiastic fist bump when she tells you about landing an interview for a dream job, or as intimate as a kiss with your partner to mark the end of the work day. Physical touch. Walk by me, I'm grabbing booty, breasts, everything. I'm touching everything. I am a toucher. I'm like Joe Biden. I'm a toucher. Sniff your hair. If I can.
What about what's that dumbass Trump dumbass? Grab him by the pussy.
Grab him by the pussy.
Please don't grab. And I've asked all my friends. Has anyone ever just walked past you and grabbed you by your pussy? That's...
I mean, if that, well, I mean, but we got to be in a relationship for me to touch you, know.
Yeah.
I'm just not at the mall like. No. Oh no.
I would hope not, Sherrod.
No.
I would hope not.
I don't even. I swear to God, in this day and age where looking at a woman can get you a sexual harassment charge, hey man, I'd be like I'm stuck up.
Yes, I've not seen or touched anything.
I don't know what you even look like.
Right, and you got to be like that. Yeah. Now, for many years, for a long time, I was very like closed in, very tight to my chest, because my parents were not very affectionate people.
Okay.
So I met a guy. And I fell in love with him and his whole entire family.
Okay.
Me and his mother became very close. Actually, she and I, the guy been dead over 20 years now, but she and I are still very close. But when I met her, she gave me a hug. And I wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to hugging because my mom is not a hugger.
Yeah, mine isn't either.
So I had to learn how to be physically affectionate with people.
Okay.
And had to learn how to like let my guard down. So because I spent a large portion of my life being guarded.
Okay.
For good reason though, but she is the sole solitary person who introduced me to hugging and let me know that physical touch and physical intimacy was okay and healthy.
Yep.
I didn't know that until I was like 21. So now I'm a big hugger. Like that's one of the things that I'm known for at my job, at my school. They will send kids to me when the kids are having a bad day. They send kids to me because they know I'm going to give them what they need. And I have kids that approach me now like, Miss Ricks, I need a hug. And they know where to come to get their hugs. But also now that has made me in my intimate relationships require more because I desire to be touched.
All right.
Like we not gonna just sit on the couch and you ain't gonna touch me, and I'm not gonna touch you. Like we gotta be doing some kind of touching, even if it's just this. We got to do some kind of touching.
The warmth from somebody's body, it's like, wow.
Yeah, it feels. And this be the other thing too, Sherrod. Like what I've come to learn about certain men and dating.
Do tell.
And I don't know if it's just the men who've been picking me, and then I've been agreeing to let them be in my life, but they seem more interested in having intimate relationships with their homeboys than they do with women. Because it's like this one guy, and I've often questioned in my mind his sexuality and just trying to be devoid of my own ego, but still in this day and age, sometimes you have to question that. Well, all the time you do. He found it more... He would spend more time with his homies than he would with me. And it's either one, you don't like me like that, or two, you like your homies more than you like me. So which one is it? I just don't understand.
Or it can be a 3.
Which is?
A 3 is. Or you know what? 3 would tie back to your 1, you don't really like me. Because, when I was like, I had a ring on my finger.
I don't even like the way you said that.
I had them that thing.
Okay.
And damn, I'm thinking shit still hurt.
Were you engaged? Were you in a shotgun marriage? Like, did you have to get married?
Man, you know what, man? I listened to a dumbass motherfucker, man. Older guy, stupid motherfucker. And this, if you have kids, man, you don't have to get married. You don't. You don't. You just gotta not keep having kids like I did. You don't do it. Don't be out here drinking and fucking. It's worse than drinking and driving. Let me tell you.
God.
I'm telling you. No, but he told me, if you can make her a mother, you can make her a wife. And then, I'm trying to avoid the whole child support thing. I was giving an ultimatum, and I just went ahead, man. I went along just to get along, right?
Okay.
But the whole thing was, now, I would rather be away from her. Because it was like I would get headaches going home. And it's like, it's not, me and my homie's gay. It's like, man, I hate going home. You talking to your homies, it's like, and y'all, because one of my other mellows, he was going through it, at the same time too. And as a matter of fact, we were going through it, a couple of them, because I remember walking in on an argument with one of my homie and his lady, right? And they still together to this day. Me and the other homies, we lost our little chick, right? All right, but I walked in and she says, "Here go your new roommate right here."
Hell no.
Man, it was like every weekend one of us got kicked out and shit, right?
Wow.
But the thing is, I knew I should not have been married. Because as soon as I got married, I laughed during the fucking...
that would have been not during the wedding ceremony.
Oh, man, when she was doing the vow joints, I bust out. How you had that laugh, like, why the fuck am I doing this?
I would have been like, cut.
And then she said, she's like, no. He's just laughing because that's joy. I'm like, no, this is what the fuck am I doing? That's what this shit is all about. It's about, I woke up this morning and didn't realize I was coming down to this motherfucker, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I'm serious. And I just, so, I stayed away as much as possible, man. I would engage with my children, boom, 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 boom. And then when they like go off to bed or whatever, I ain't want to be there.
Wow.
I didn't. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where your head starts hurting and you just put it this way. If a woman you thought at first was attractive and they get naked in front of you and you just be like,
yeah. If the thrill is gone, what do you have?
The thrill is gone away. It was gone.
And I can relate. Well, I can't relate, but I can understand what you're saying, because the one and only time I did live with someone, we were intended to be married.
Okay.
We lived together, and it wasn't like all harmonious all the time.
Oh, okay.
But our house was a home. There was never a moment, even on the bad days when we would have an argument.
But that's when when how your relationship really is. The bad times tell you what your relationship is.
Yes.
Because if you're respectful with one another during the bad times, you win, you bitch, and the whole ass.
Oh no.
If y'all not like that during y'all bad times, then you know what kind of relationship you have.
Yeah. So there was never a moment where I didn't want to come home. And there was never a moment where he didn't want to come home. We never, ever, aside from him being in the hospital, we never spent a night apart. Even on the days where we couldn't stand each other. We always slept in the same bed together.
Got me beat.
We, our thing was, let's not go to bed angry.
Got me beat.
But there were times when we did. Like, there were times where our disagreement could not be resolved before bedtime, but we gonna go and lay down next to each other, and when we wake up, we gonna resolve this thing, because we just did not like being upset with each other. But if I was at the point where I didn't want to go home, then I would have called it quits. Because what is the point of being with a person if it's not harmonious?
That's true.
What is the point in coming to a place and arguing, fussing, and fighting all the time Because when you're in a relationship, we're supposed to contribute to each other's happiness. And we're supposed to create peace with each other and partnership and balance.
And you just said we're supposed to contribute to each other's happiness. I'm not in charge of your happiness.
No.
My job is not to fuck your happiness up. That's my job, not to fuck it up. You're supposed to come in happy already, and I'm not supposed to fuck it up.
You're not supposed to fuck it up, and that goes both ways. And also, I felt like it was my duty as a partner to contribute to your happiness.
Right.
To make sure that I am doing everything that I can do so that you can be happy in my presence. Because I love you. And I want you to be happy. I don't want to be fussing and fighting.
Oh, man, you know what? I'm going to tell you what's worse than fussing and fighting.
What?
Silence.
I'm good at that.
That, it's like, when you go days and sometimes weeks.
Oh, no, I've never experienced that.
See, that's what I'm saying.
You experienced that in your marriage?
Oh, man, like a motherfucker. Silence.
You have gone days.
Oh, yeah. Days.
I cannot imagine that. Man, I cannot imagine
that. It's not a good thing because it's like for me, once we over a thing, we should be over a thing.
Yes. Yes.
And now don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm saying everything was her fault. I'm gonna take responsibility and I'm gonna hold myself accountable for the shit I did because I used to start shit just to get kicked out on the weekend.
See, you telling all the man's secrets.
Hey, fuck them.
Yes, for real, we real grown. So
no, serious. I mean, I used to do shit to get kicked out, and then it's like I'm gone for the weekend, and then I know by Sunday night I could be like, "Hey, what's up?"
So when you came back on Sunday,
she probably done did her thing. So
it was cool. Everything was good on Sunday.
It was never good. It's just it just was what it was. It was just like you're being with somebody out of habit. Damn near. That's what it felt like.
And see, I never want my relationship to be that. Because if it comes to that, then we need to break up.
That's true. I mean, now that I'm older, because I've been divorced for over 20 years. It's like 21 years now.
Oh, wow.
My shit didn't last long. It was like, I think I found out in court it was 5 years.
How do you find out?
Because, see, I was in, he was like, Mr. Cohen, how long have y'all been married? I was like, 3 years, something like that. She was like, no, 5. I'm like, I said, no, well, maybe I get kicked out so much. I just, I didn't count the time apart.
Oh, my God. My God.
But, it like I said, though, but this is my thing. Even though I had my marriage was, in my eyes, was horrible and this and that and the other, I would never speak against marriage because the days that it was good, it's like, damn, it's like, wow, just imagine being with somebody and it's like this the majority of the time.
Yes.
And for those that are in a marriage and man, you hit a bump in the road, don't jump out the car because you hit a bump in the road, man. Just see how the motherfucker handle the bump. Keep riding with him or her. Just make sure you're not just hitting all the bumps in the road and shit. Just give each other a chance to learn how to forgive.
And we had to come to figure out that it wasn't us against each other. It was us against the problem. Okay. Like, we were the one unit. We were the one thing. It was me and him.
And the problem was the enemy.
And the problem was the external thing that we had to attack together.
That makes sense.
And so once we got to that, because at first of all, I was 7 years older than him.
Okay.
And so I had been on this spiritual, emotional journey, and he was just starting his. Okay. So he was at a place where I had already been. So I had that. I had this understanding. I had to be patient with him, and it was a lot of communicating, and it was a lot of, just because you can't live with somebody. I mean, you could, but you can't live with somebody and lie and hide yourself. If you are able to do that, you are a sociopath. Yeah. Like, for real. Yeah. Like, if you're able to lie and hide yourself and not get caught, I mean.
Yeah.
But if you are really interested in investing in this relationship, if you're really interested in love, if you're really interested in peace, then you got to tell the truth all the time about who you are. And you got to tell the truth to yourself first, because, you know, everything in this world is about duality, yin yang,
Right.
Light, dark. We all have a shadow self. And so, although what I project out to the world is generally love and peace, there is still another part of me that's a real grade A bitch sometimes, you know? And so, but it's all about finding that balance. And sometimes my bitch is going to come out. And sometimes your partner's shadow self is going to come out.
Yeah.
But you have to come into a relationship. But everybody in the relationship has the responsibility to themselves to be emotionally mature.
Okay.
And
you
you
gotta
have
be
to
able
do
to control
your
your
self-work.
shadow,
Yes,
too.
you got to do your self-work. That's not your partner's responsibility. That's your responsibility to do your work, and then your partner does their work.
Okay.
And then we come home and we can touch each other. We can do all of these. You know, we can live out our 5 love languages.
Okay.
But touch is very important.
Oh,
though.
yeah, touch is
Touch
hella
is very important,
It's
because
hella,
if you're
yeah.
not touching me, then I don't think you like me. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
they don't. I mean,
for real. And if I'm in the kitchen, squeeze my booty. Walk up on me, you know, because I'm going to do the same. I mean, let me reach around and grab your balls real quick. But that's what people do. That's what grown people
you're
do.
supposed to do
You
those
supposed
things.
to,
You know,
yes.
because it's like, hey, that's you know, not in the ownership way. That's my booty right
That's
there.
my booty.
So,
But it, you know, it is my booty. I'm not giving it to nobody else. You know, you're not sharing unless we're in a polyamorous relationship, which I'm not knocking it, but that's just not for me.
okay.
Because, number one, I have a vagina, and vaginas are sensitive. So,
Okay.
I just cannot see having multiple people at the same time. I mean, I can't see having sex with multiple people
Okay.
in the same interval space.
All right. I mean, like I say, it's not for everybody. You
No.
know, it's not one of them things that a lot of people will gravitate to. You know, and you shouldn't, because if you're gonna do anything and you're gonna hesitate before you do it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. You're gonna fuck something up.
Yes.
So don't do it. So that's the 5 love languages. I'm gonna leave you with the last word to, you know, just throw some nuggets out to the folk out there. School them, teach them.
Well, I think that it's important for people to understand what their own love languages are.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think it's important to love your partner the way they need to be loved, not necessarily how you are used to loving.
Okay.
I think every person is different, and every person is different in a relationship. Because, like, you could date a girl, a woman, and then somebody you know may have dated her, but have a totally different experience
right.
than what you have. So I just think it depends on who that person is, because when I met my fiance, I had been single for a long time, and I was like, when I get into a relationship, I'm going to do this, and that, right?
Okay.
Met my fiance, and I was intent on doing this, and that. But what I failed to do in that thinking was think about who he was as a person.
Take him into account.
I never once considered him. It was just what I was going to do. I was going to give him all this love, and he was going to like it. But
Take this love and
yes, but he wasn't like the other men. So I had to tailor my love to fit my relationship. I had to learn who he was. Okay. And I think that that's a part of relationship building. Mm-hmm. Learning who the other person is or the other people are. Seeing them in totality. Asking all the questions like I don't think we vet people enough.
We don't.
Before getting into relationships.
You know, I think the first thing we look at is, for men, is what she looks like. Mm-hmm. Boom, she's strapped. Then for women, I think is, damn, what is he driving? What is he wearing?
It's similar, something.
You know, and it's we look at the external stuff, and then we don't get to know the internal individual.
Yes.
And that's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful, and I think to you though, to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that there are important questions that we need to ask, like, you know, what kind of relationship do you have with your mother? what's your credit like? Not because I'm trying to be in your business, but we're trying to build something together. So there's just certain things that I want to know.
I mean,
not that it would be
my
a deal.
credit shit, my street credit straight as hell. You know, all the niggas around the hood, I know me and shit.
Right.
I come through, I can get a brick real quick. You know what I'm saying?
If somebody said that to me, Sherrod, I would be like, okay, let me go, because you're not even here. We not. But we need to ask them, sexual proclivities, sexual preferences. I ask men if they've ever had a sexual encounter with another man before. Now, I don't know if they have all lied to me, because no one said yes yet. But I have to be responsible, though.
And you know what? You know, next time.
This about to be some ignorant shit. I know. You about to say some ignorant shit, y'all.
No, you know what? The next time before you ask that, you should lead it on like you into that shit to see
if they are.
To make them motherfuckers comfortable.
Oh,
and then
my
be
God.
like, yeah, I think that's so sexy. And then you be like, what about you? Yeah, baby.
Sherrod, I just don't want. And now, I don't have no problem with homosexuality at all. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Have at it. I just don't want a man who's had a homosexual encounter. That's just not the kind of man that I want.
And it's funny. It's funny because men, we look at a woman and be like,
here, and most men find that girl on girl shit sexy anyway.
What? Be like, where's she at now?
And I don't know why, but people be thinking I'm gay. I don't know why. Like, it's mostly men, because the gay girls don't like me. They'll find me. I've never been hit on by a woman. Never. If I had one lady put her hand on my thigh, but that was it. She didn't say nothing, and I just moved my thigh like, ma'am. But most men, I don't know if it has to do with my personality or whatever, but they make the assumption that I've had a girl on girl relationship.
Maybe because you're like a free spirit, and when you look at a person that's free, open, the whole 9 yards, you feel like, hey, they're open to basic.
Yeah, but no.
And then you have gay friends.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of gay friends.
See, and then that's when you're like, hold on,
and maybe it was at the gay party that the lady put her hand on my, but she was straight though. Like, she wasn't a gay woman, so I don't know.
No, she was testing the water.
Yeah, maybe she was. I don't know, but I'm like, ma'am.
She was like, can't you sing, Traci?
You know what? Shut up. Just shut it up. He talking about something that happened 35 damn years ago that I am trying desperately to forget, but he will not let me. Anyway.
All right.
Talking about the men thinking I'm gay, but the gay girls don't like me.
Okay.
They don't like me at all.
They don't like me either.
You got a problem. You have a problem.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
All right, man. This was a blast, man. I'm glad you came through, man. Yes. But tell them about taking over the kitchen.
Yes. So, y'all, you gotta let me come take over your kitchen. I'm on Facebook as Traci Ricks, TraciRicks. Inbox me if you are willing to let me come and take over your kitchen. I'll be there for about 2.5 hours. I'll be cooking, you'll be eating, and we'll be talking, and it'll be a grand time. So hit me up on the book and schedule your appointment today.
That's right. Hit her up. I'd like to appreciate everybody that stopped in to check out this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you're not a soul visionary, subscribe. And then if you think the information was pertinent to anybody else out there besides yourself, share it. Peace.